bringing us back?
We already are back.
Oh, we're back?
Yeah, we've been back.
I'm here. Ready to cast the game. Game
So,
looking not bad so far, honestly.
as the person who was not back in the production room fixing the computer, how did the first 8 minutes of this game go?
Okay, so I missed whatever happened in mid lane to just get this 2-for-1, which I assume was 2v2 that we won. That had already happened, so I don't know how that occurred. This doesn't look too different from the game state that I left. No spoilers, of course.
No spoilers.
No
oh yeah,
spoilers.
that's true. You have the.
I'm coming
You're
from
the future.
Kind of the goal for our team, which for those of you who don't know, we're on the red side. We kind of want to just let them use all of their stuff to come in and engage on us, and then we have this cool little champion called Brand, who just dumps all of his damage, and then it hits everybody somehow.
Somehow.
It's really a wonderful champion, but the real juice here is the Shen in the jungle. Bit of an atypical jungle champion, not even really a jungle champion, one might even say, but the advantage of Shen is he gets to just clear his jungle really, really fast, actually. If you notice, like, if you look at the CS and bot, he's like almost double CS over Warwick. Like, he's actually just cruising through the jungle, and then all of a sudden you have a Shen on your team, and he can just like ult and give a giant shield from anywhere on the map, which is awesome. I love it, and I hope it works. Okay, we got Renekton going in up here in the top side. Renekton, oh, he's actually going to commit the ult. I was going to say he's going in here for a small trade, but we're actually going to commit ult here. We've got Kelpie moving up top, Gwen drops all of it, and Renekton will barely get out here. I think we were trying to move some people up. I think I probably would have liked to see the Shen drop an ult on that sooner. We can maybe commit under the turret. There's like an additional person there, like, hey, I'm going in, let's fight. But, you know, a non-committal ult trade, now you can get onto those Void Grubs, that's pretty good. Good play. TP in here, Brand flashing in. Oh, actually gets a stun on the Astral Flight there. Aurelius was probably going to get out. Melio is also going to get out. Leona kind of whiffs that Zenith Blade, but, you know, it happens to the best of us. The end result is, you know, kind of what I was mentioning here a moment ago, that now we get access to these grubs, even though, you know, we don't get a kill or anything. It's like trading some of our resources to get the 6 Void Grubs.
That was a little creative from the Brand with the TV flash. You use both those summoners right away. Now, for those who are not in the know, also known as myself, Void Grubs, relatively new, at least new to the Kansas Esports ecosystem, as I think they were added in this most recent season.
Yep, start of the year.
How are they valued compared to Dragon, early game, or sort of what do they do? Where's their value?
Well, so the individual value of like compare one Dragon to like one spawn of the Void Grubs. Like the Void Grubs are more powerful. This is like they're both kind of generic buffs. So Void Grubs give you extra damage on whenever you're hitting turrets. Both are valid playstyles. If you can get all 6 grubs, that is a big deal, because it is a lot of damage. They only get a Cage probably just to freak them out. Brand, no flash here, is extremely vulnerable, just getting pulled back by the Aurelian Soul Eve, but Shen arrives and is able to trade one back. Beauty of Shen.
That was the power of Shen right there.
Yeah.
Brand was 100% dead to rights. I mean, he still did die, but
they get the kill back. Leona's going to commit here with the Solar Flare. Jhin is around. Jhin does not have the Deadly Flourish. Ooh, but another auto. That's pretty good. Jhin can get some move speed. I think Leona's probably got her stun. Landed the Deadly Flourish, and now here comes a curtain call. Shen, really good stuff here. Maybe he can get out the turret. Oh, Jhin picks up the double kill with the 4th shot. That was a good play.
Yeah, Hugo with the snipes. That almost felt painful to watch. Or rather painful to play from the blue side of just constantly being stunned by Leona and rooted by Shin, only to have, or rooted by Jhin, only for Shin to show up and taunt you.
Yep. Again, here's the power of the Shen. The Shen, baby. I'm all about the Shen. He does have that redemption completed inventory. Did use it once. Awesome. Love to see that. You know, don't forget to use your active items, folks.
Now I know what redemption does in TFT. What does redemption do in League of Legends?
Redemption, you press it on an area. It's like, it's not completely global, but it's semi-global. You know, you can cast it pretty much anywhere. If you're standing in center mid lane, you can cast it in both spot. And it just spawns a little circle that when it completes, it heals your team inside the circle.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid enough.
Well, it's like you get your Shen ult, and then you get to redemption somewhere else. You get to help 2 lanes at once. That's the idea behind it. It's pretty
Oh,
good.
I see.
I think from here, if you look at the top, we're up about 2,000 gold. And that's actually pretty relevant because, you know, you've got Caitlyn here. Caitlyn is really wanting to get ahead, and, you know, the fact that we're putting resources down there and winning that play. Renekton, he does get the double slice and dice out, so he's going to be fine here. Leona's kind of in no man's land, does miss his Zenith Blade. Oh, gonna commit the Solar Flare too here. Oh, and flash forward. Warwick does have the ult to get out. But Shen is here as well. Ults forward. Warwick is definitely dead. We committed
That was a lot
a
for
lot
for
of
a
resources for that
Warwick.
Warwick. But, you know, the reward for that is, hey, the jungle's dead, now we can get Rift Herald. The one thing you kind of worry about is this play on mid. There's a chance they could maybe try and dive. They do have the Sky's Descent version of the Aurelion Soul ultimate, but we are just going to commit here on the top side. We get all 6 scrubs and a Rift Herald. All they've gotten so far is 1 dragon.
1 dragon, yes.
That is very positive for us, because the kind of what you want to do if you're the team going for a dragon is you want to take that first dragon really early.
Yeah.
So the next one comes up, and you can get it. And now you're like at a big advantage. Oh, yep, here we go. Jin does have to blow his flash. That was kind of what I was worried about.
I mean, he did blow his flash, but that was also the supercharged Ace-ult.
Yeah.
So it's going to take some time to get that back up and
With dragon
rather
spawning,
just not die.
I think we're going to probably try to give this dragon. I would be shocked if we try to contest it. Although, you know, knowing my team, I think they'll probably try to contest it. Jin is 1 HP. Renekton has no TP. Please. Yep, they're out.
And we'll just give this.
So they, you know, they do end up getting the dragon anyways, but this is like the trade that you're like opting in for if you're committing for the grubs and the Rift Herald. Is like, okay, we're gonna give the first 2 dragons, like get the gold advantage that comes with like getting a Rift Herald and some grubs, and then show up to the 3rd dragon, ready to brawl.
It is a Hex Tech Soul.
Ooh, I love Hex Tech Soul.
Yeah, fun little soul there. Nice little changes to the map with those gates coming out of spawn.
I think the hex gates, you know, I'm gonna keep saying this. The hex gates are really good for Shen because it allows
That's
him
true.
to move around way quicker.
He can move even faster.
I think Renekton's actually gonna commit forward here. Nope. Okay, just a quick trade. Renekton, like, you know, he could do that so easily, and it just feels kind of not unfair, but like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just taking all that damage now. Okay, next thing that's happening, it looks like, you know, Baron and that 3rd dragon are going to spawn at the same time as Renekton is. They're probably going to have to commit here. Gwen uses the ult. Ooh. I kind of like that play. You blow the Gwen ult, and now you can look for something on this dive. Shen is around. Looks like Butler may be moving their people up. Shen commits his taunt over the wall.
Might have some shenanigans going on in the top lane here.
Yeah, I don't think anything is really going to overly come from this, but, you know, this is kind of the game we play in between dragon timers and baron timers. Where there's, not that there's nothing to do, because, you know, there is, but that's often the feeling is like, oh, now is the time to just go do stuff. Go try and blow some summoners.
Brand looking to poke as he always does.
Ryan Soul's like trying to commit here. Using the Astral Flight like that is really scary. I think Brain could probably commit forward here. If that tower wasn't there, I honestly think this guy would have flashed forward.
Yeah,
Would be so
I was
brutal.
watching that flash. I thought he was going to do it.
He literally was. All right. Yeah, once again, not really that much going on here. Not that much to talk about. Just going to be some farming for a bit. Aurelion Soul is committing forward here. Does use a Falling Star. Brand flashes out. I'm honestly not sure what the Aurelion Soul thinks is going to happen when he does that. That was very questionable.
Maybe unnecessary, but
I mean, you know, it's fine to blow it there. It's rank 2, so it'll come up before, you know, dragon spawns.
That's true.
Nobody else can caught right now.
Yeah.
But redemption
Yeah.
can still help. Yeah, again, that committing forward like that on Aurelion Soul is pretty weird because, you know, Brand has a bunch of, like, that's what Brand wants. Like, the hardest thing for him is, like, getting in range to hit his spells.
And I don't even, he obviously did end up flashing. I don't even know if that was necessary. I feel like he still could have probably won that with all of the crazy commits that Ace was putting in there, and then Brand would have just done it.
It's possible, but I think I kind of like the flash there because, like, it guarantees that you win the play.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you could, like, face tank his entire combo. Because then you're like, oh, he's getting stunned by the ult and getting dragged in by the black hole, or the singularity, I guess is what it's called. And, you know, that's not really what you want, but...
There's always the chance that someone could have been coming down. No one was in reality, but little vision on that bot side jungle. Brand might have not known what was coming,
Yeah.
you know?
Also, think about it like this. What did I just say? Brand wants people to jump on him. So if you have no flash, people are going to jump on you.
Yeah, true.
So that's
true.
like kind of a bait in itself.
And now we're going to have Shin ult likely up next time Brand does get jumped on.
Yeah.
And a redemption to boot.
All right, gold. The gold's still pretty close, honestly. It's still only like 2,500 if I'm, doing my math right. So I think we're kind of looking at like a third dragon fight to kind of blow this game open. There's not really like an angle for a 20-minute Baron unless like either team gets like an ace. But I mean, at this point, like this Warwick is not in the game. Gwen, I think honestly still needs another item in order to like really showcase her true terror. And I think Renekton could probably just keep Caitlyn if he wanted to. So I would actually say we're pretty advantaged in like the next fight, despite the gold being so even, just because it's so hard to play like their champions against Brand. You know, honestly, I would love to see our Jhin hit a deadly close this game. That'd be awesome. The W.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, make some move. Make some
I believe
sidestep.
in him. I believe in him. Okay, little unfortunate that we're having to use the Herald like this. I think it is probably just gonna die before it gets a chance to hit anything. We could probably walk forward. No. I think we should actually try and get a charge off here. Oh.
Going into the Herald.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. He left. That was a terrible play. Ooh, where he jumped out the axe. That was scary. That could have been so bad. Now we've got, the classic, everybody go group mid. Let's get mid pushed out and move it towards Dragon. We do have control over this area. I think this is really hard for them to move in here.
This is tough for them to get vision on this bush. Very important value coming out of this with Dragon spawning in only 90 seconds.
I think the name of the game, kind of trying to avoid any poke from Caitlyn right now. But I mean, if she's going to throw out her Qs like that, look at her mana. She has like pretty much no mana left. Not going to really be a whole lot she can do. Does look like they're probably going to... No, they're not going to give this. They're TPing Gwen down. Renekton has TP to match, but I think they're going to try to commit for this. I don't think that's the right call. Leona's caught Melio here. Gonna get hit by the deadly flourish. Melio is dead. Renekton's TPing in now. This is a really bad fight for Butler. Shen with the taunt flash. Aurelion Soul, no Astral Flight. It's just gonna get popped. It looks like that's gonna be a dragon for KU.
Pretty much just KU using that mid bush for a bait. They saw Melio wanting to fight over vision there, and they burned some sums, but they got a dragon and 2 picks, so totally worth it.
Oh yeah. And I think there's even an angle to run up towards Baron here. Aurelion Soul's dead for 20, doesn't have TP. Gwen is bot lane with no TP. And even if you can't do the Baron here, like you have, you still have Renekton ult, still have Shen ult. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
And this should be easy for KU. They don't know, they might not be tracking this, but as we know, Shen has smite and Warwick does not. So this is likely going to be a bait.
It's also a bit of a bait. Like you just like bait them in. Now this Gwen is just dead. She's deceased forever.
That Gwen
my
damage.
God, I take it all back. The needlework, tons of damage. Caitlyn's picking up a bunch of kills here. Renekton has flash. He's probably waiting for his stun to come back up. Does get the flash. Jhin, oh my God. Okay, yeah, the needlework there from Gwen was really, really crazy. Jhin is gonna be able to walk away here. That was kind of a throw.
Very unfortunate.
That
Gwen did a lot of damage. Obviously, like, I think if they just commit to Baron, they win it with the they have the smite and Butler does not.
I do think you could even make an argument. I think turning for the Warwick is fine because they probably don't know that he doesn't have smite,
that's true.
Honestly. Like you turn for the Warwick and then you just go back onto the Baron. You could do that or just leave. But I mean, they're feeling really good. We're up a bunch of kills. You think, oh, we can just blow up this Gwen, but that needlework, that is a lot of damage and a lot of healing, and everybody's just clumped right on top of each other. And it's the same story as Brand. Like, it's kind of the same idea. Brand didn't have ult there, so that was a little bit of an unfortunate play. Caitlyn picks up a quadra kill, is a bit spooky, but I would still say that we are pretty advantaged in this game. Still about 2,500 gold, but we got the third dragon. Brand is massive, and Jhin didn't die there, didn't give over his shutdown, so all things considered, like game state is still in a fine spot.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's tons of standing gold for us to collect. Like, we've got 6 Void Grubs and only 1 to hit. So that's probably why that would be why the gold lead is so small. Is, you know, we just have so much standing gold to collect.
Still 2 tier 1s to get. That top one's ready to fall over anytime soon.
Yeah. I think, you know, there's probably going to be another little round of relative calm until the next dragon here in a couple minutes. I like the look from Bran there. Like, it's pretty, like, harmless, like, stand there in that bush and try and find something. Okay.
Can be a monitor turned off.
The monitor turned off. Okay. I was just saying, it kind of looks like there's something going on top side. They are overloading this. Shen is around, does show. Oh,
it's a lot of Caitlyn damage.
Yeah, Renekton's kind of ate a trap. I think it's probably just time to give this up and leave. The Gwen didn't get any of those kills. We are going to just go in here. Jin is committing his bullets here. Brand is on the side. Ooh, Brand got the Pyroclasm onto everybody. Look at that damage. Renekton dashing in. It's just going to die. The skies descend, and KU are fallen. Leona is barely going to survive. Right now it's a 1-for-1.
It ended up being a 1-for-1, but dang, KU did not feel like they were coming out of that on top. But alas, only 1-for-1, and with that one being the Warwick, I don't think Baron is an option here.
Baron's not on the table. It kind of feels like Brand flashed forward and then committed his ult onto the Emilio. Really, it's still no ult. There's not really any danger for Brand to die here, but just getting some damage on him. I think the name of the game here is try to get onto Caitlyn. It's really hard to do. You know, we're not playing much for dives. I think Caitlyn can kind of sit pretty. Maybe, you know, if I'm in the game right now, I'm saying, okay, the goal is to get Renekton onto this Caitlyn from behind. We need to get some wards in the back, some TP flanks going. It's like the primary way we can get onto Caitlyn right now. Renekton did complete 2 items, so he is really strong.
Yeah, Renekton's going to be really the only consistent dive target. You've seen the Shin, like, flash taunt a couple times, but that's not a consistent means of engaging and really not how the champ is built for this comp.
Yeah. And here we've got Dragon up in 30 seconds. We are first to arrive. Brand is a little bit slow, does have the Hex Gate, so, you know, we'll get up here pretty soon. But you need to make sure we're not giving up on mid-push. Gwen does have 2 items now, so the game does look a little bit spooky from here. Aurelion Sol does not have the Skies Descend right now, so we can move in if we want this. It kind of feels like we're really scared. Just kind of give over that area, but I think this is still fightable. We should definitely try to look on something here. Jin is going to pick up mid-push. We're not going to pick up a bot turret. It looks like half the team wants to pick it up, other team doesn't. So I think that Dragon kind of just gets away from us. A little bit unfortunate, but, you know, trading back a bot turret isn't the worst thing ever. But, you know, every Dragon from now on is going to be do or die, because that Hex Tech Soul on a fed Caitlyn is definitely not something you want to see.
No. But, you know, it seemed like it's just a strategic choice to go with the bot turret. Maybe they didn't like the looks. And, you know, Gwen 2 items, and this Caitlyn's pretty strong right now. So just kind of a pass on that 4th Dragon.
Yeah, I think, you know, would need to get into that area a bit sooner. Like I was mentioning, trying to set up something for Renekton to come in. Renekton, level 15, you know, putting in, getting to extra ranks on the ult is obviously good, as it is in any champion, but, you know, it's not going to be as impactful as somebody like Gwen, where that is such a big piece of good damage. And, you know, Renekton is sitting behind Gwen here, maybe calling for something. I don't know if we want this play. It looks a little bit sketchy. Shen is just going to go run up and shadow the Brand. Yeah, Renekton is, you know, he walks out of the bush, drop the Stride Breaker and get out. That's a good idea. Jin, deathless in this game. You know, he's also, you know, 4 kills, like, not quite 3 items, but still pretty strong. So, you know, there's definitely ways for us to play through this game. I think, you know, it's just kind of grabbing your foothold again after losing a couple fights and being like, okay, we're still strong. We can still do this. 3 minutes again until Dragon. Baron is live, but, you know, I kind of doubt either team is going to look to do some kind of random Baron start. But the thing you have to look out for is Aurelion Sol is definitely going to have the big version of his ultimate for the next fight. So now we're thinking, okay, we have to get onto Aurelion Sol and we have to get onto Caitlyn. I think at this point, the game actually looks really hard for KU to win.
Yeah.
The gold lead has been the exact same ever since the early part of the game. Still, 2,000 gold. So not enough of an advantage to be like, okay, we are just automatically advantaged in a fight. Jin completes the third item though. That's really good. Leona opted for the lockdown Solari. I like that. Emilio kind of makes the Caitlyn even more annoying, honestly. Like, Emilio is, like, I think probably the second squishiest champion in the game behind Yumi. So, he can get onto him.
Yeah.
You can blow him up, but getting onto him is the hard part.
He likes to kick a soccer ball.
Yeah. Well, and, he drops his little cozy campfire, gives Caitlyn, like, a bunch of extra range. Are going to make a move onto Gwen here. Shen's going to miss the taunt. Gwen has a needlework. One more charge of the needlework. If she can get a lineup, she's going to heal a bunch. All right, no more of that. Renekton probably has to sit here. Going to drop that Ruthless Predator. It is really close. Gwen is going to have a Q up soon. Renekton flash forward. Warwick is here too. Honestly, it's kind of a weird play for Warwick. He's going to get his spear off. Renekton with the stun again, and we're going to pick up 2 kills. That was a really good play. I think they made a mistake by matching it. Oh, the Solar Flare is going to go so wide. But I think Leona should be able to walk out here. Is going to have to flash. Oh, and the Shen ult is going to drop that curtain call. Going to get some stuff in here. Caitlyn is probably going to get slowed by one more shot. Shen's looking for something. Is going to get hit by that super mega fire kick. Shen taunt flash. Misses, but it blows the Caitlyn flash. Brain is going to commit all of his spells here. Does actually hit his stun on a Caitlyn. She's shielded for so much. And enough CC is finally going to come out that Caitlyn is going to die. But Brain is dead on the other side. And Aurelion Sol getting the Astral Flight resets. The Falling Star coming down. And that dude is gone.
Azel might be dead here. He just used this
okay,
flight.
yeah, no Astral Flight. Renekton should be able to get forward. Does flash.
Oh.
Get the Hex Gate out. And get the Blood of Leona flash. That was a crazy sequence. A lot of stuff just happened. Yeah. Let's figure out what we've got going here. Okay, we got that shutdown on a Caitlyn. That was really good. However, Aurelion Sol also got a big shutdown onto Jin, so we're not really able to do anything or gain any more ground. We are first in this area down here, but we got Aurelion Sol teleporting bot, so they've got people there first. Of course, Brain is still dead. Does have teleport up though. We need to fight this dragon. No Jin ult, no Jin summoners. We blew all that to try and catch him in mid, but we can't even get dragon immediately after, so you have to doubt whether or not that was like the right play. But Aurelion Sol does not have ult right now. When he does get his ult, it's going to be the big version, but he doesn't have it. And Leona used her ultimate there just a moment ago, so now we're kind of at a little bit of a dance. See who's going to get caught first. That, Aurelion Sol can just pop that singularity that does so much damage. Renekton is sitting in the front, and I really don't like that. I feel like Renekton should try to get in the back. Brand is just taking so much of his health. You have to feel like that dragon is probably just going to go over to the side of Butler. Aurelion Sol is just standing still and using his breath of light. Renekton gets in, does not steal the dragon, is going to fall. Now it's a 4v5. Warwick is infinite duress onto Brand. Brand is going to fall. Shen taunts in, and it's just going to be a 5-for-1 ace here for Butler.
Likely the game there. Gold difference is equal, but it's a 5-for-1 with the Hextech Soul. They could get Baron. They're opting for an inhib, potentially the game.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to push as far as they can. They can probably end here, honestly. Aurelion Sol's going to hit these towers for a lot of damage. Caitlyn obviously going to DPS them. And, everyone on our team is still down for over 20 seconds, except for that Leona. Maybe she can come up and do something. Yeah, you have to feel like this game was just hard from the get-go. That is going to be the end of game 1. Some good stuff here and there. I think, moving into the next game, I feel good about some adjustments we can make. But we'll have to come back strong.
Yeah. We'll take a look at what to do. That game felt in reach, but
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think, given those 2 dragons is a little unfortunate, but, all right. we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
And then we'll come back for draft. I'll be back upstairs, but I'll be here when the game starts.
Sounds good.
We were in the lead for so long. What happened?
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill him.
Oh.
Yeah, you just overlays stay on between scenes, so you just have to turn off. No, because no, exit right. Right. Oh wait, which one? I did that one. Now, okay, that one is that's good. Now go to this one. We're back for game 2 here with the with the Brandon masterclass in the draft.
Oh,
So-called Brandon masterclass. Let's
So-called
see how it
master
goes.
class. Hey, if you don't stand by what you do, then you must not be very confident in what you do. You got to
is
stand
true.
by it. Not me last game with that draft. That was a little
I
bit
like
of
the
a Brandon
shin. It
pick.
had its moments.
It wasn't the Shen. The Shen wasn't the problem. It was the everything else. You know, I think, you know, if you're gonna play Shen, like protect the president, your president needs to be able to attack fast,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not what Jin does.
No, he does not attack. He attacks very slowly.
Nor does he go in. So, you know, those are like two things Shen wants, like someone who's like gonna go in, or someone who needs like protection.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jin is like neither of those things. So, you know, that's my bad. I'll eat that. But this game,
We're cooking here.
we got Nasus in the top lane, Vi jungle, Talia mid lane, Ezreal bot lane, and Seraphine support. I'm a big fan of Seraphine.
Mm-hmm.
I think she can play as the bot lane carry, farming, or
Yeah.
as the support. Just the nature of her kit is like very much like a bot lane centric champion. And her W is just a team-wide shield. Like your team just has extra like 300 health that your opponent has to chew through. And then she has her ult, of course, which is just like this massive wave. Is there Rella's going to go ahead and use the crash on to go and going to commit the ignite, and the boomerang blade comes back. Seraphine's going to get chunked low there. You know, this is the caster curse. Like you start talking about the champion, and then it literally starts getting killed.
Seraphine's going to do amazing as they jump in on her and ignite her and put her down to 1 HP. But it is a Seraphine. She does heal.
Rel does have... Oh, I think that's probably a good flash from Ezreal there. You know, Rel with the level 2 gets the remount and can definitely like flash and get the flip back really easily. I love it goes up to top lane every time Nasus uses that Spirit Fire. That is so funny. Bot lane losing push here. Like Sivir, I think it's more the Rel than anything is really the reason this is kind of like a little bad for the first couple levels. But I think, you know, as Ezreal and Seraphine get a couple points in their abilities, they'll be able to lay on the poke, and it'll be a little bit smoother down here in bot lane. And, you know, low HP pools early, chug those health potions. You'll be feeling pretty good. So if you're seeing what Nasus is doing, he's casting that Spirit Fire every time it's up. It just does a big chunk of damage to the opponent, and it doesn't really cost him that much mana to do it either. So it's, you know, pretty what I would call fair. Aatrox is going to get a good trade here. Nasus, you know, he may miss a couple minions here, but it's like his goal is to kind of just shove the wave, pick up a bunch of CS, and then like get whatever stacks he can. Warwick is hovering in the top side here. Nasus kind of wants to stay up here, but he is probably going to die. Does have to pop the Ghost, as there's a fight in the bot lane too. Rel is pretty low. Warwick with the fear isn't going to catch anybody. Nasus just has to use his Ghost and gets out. Honestly, not bad.
No.
And, you know, the bot lane kind of going about how I would expect now, where it's kind of hard for Rel to play in the next couple of levels just because she's a melee champion. And you're seeing Aatrox just getting hit by so much of this poke from Nasus. Nasus, you know, notoriously a poke champion.
Oh, of course.
As we all know.
Of course, as we've come to know Nasus as
yeah, he's a poke champion,
champion,
and then he just runs up and eats you. Like, literally devours you into his mouth. Yay.
I'm looking at the health of those creeps. That what was it? Is it E?
Yeah,
That
he
does-
is getting ganked again here. Does not have Ghost this time. Warwick, maybe he's just gonna wait for him to walk up. Oh, he's waiting for the blood hunt. Nasus can maybe do something here. Drops the Wither on Aatrox. He does have Flash. That Fear's gonna come out. Nasus is gonna drop
Flash
Oh,
Q.
and the Q.
Oh!
Oh, plus 12, baby. Let's go. And I think he is gonna die there, but he does get the plus 12 for first
You take
blood.
the plus 12. You get the first blood. I think I'm more than happy, and I am typing.
Plus 12.
I am
You
typing
type
plus 12 in all chat for the jungler to take it down as 10 in top lane, as he's ganked it now twice in the first 5 minutes. But I mean, you get the trade. You'll take that.
Yeah.
Especially with the first blood.
And Warwick got the kill, so Aatrox is like not even really that happy about that, because I think the wave is fine for Nasus. He just gets to teleport back. Aatrox is just going to be hit with this unrelenting bow from the Spirit Fire. There's not really anything he can do about it. As Rel's going to get a crash in here, pretty good combo here. They do drop the Summoner heal. Seraphine's going to get out with about half of her HP, and I think that play is going to be fine. Overall, Ezreal Seraphine, not really looking to like get a crazy advantage in the early lane, but those champions are really gonna get powerful once they've got their poke unlocked. Nasus again gonna drop the Wither, and he can kind of just walk away. And what the beauty of Nasus is he can kind of just hit minions and heal. Nasus does have the ult, maybe waiting for another cast of his Wither to come back. Maybe try to commit further. Again, we just got some trading here. You know, every time it goes mid, watch this Syndra stun combo come out. Like literally every time. It's hand mid, Syndra stun combo. Oh,
The
not that
direct
time,
camera
not
is
that time.
pretty predictable at times. Now that we see Nasus every time he drops that E.
Ooh. Vi Q forward it doesn't even have to blow her flash, but they get the flash out of Syndra. And look at that. So Nasus is passive. It's been memed on forever because it's like 4 words. Nasus gains bonus lifesteal. And lifesteal's 1 word, by the way.
Yep.
So that Nasus gains
It is 4
bonus
words.
lifesteal. But that lifesteal is a ridiculous amount. Like, you know, once he gets his Trinity Force, he can literally sit on the wave and it'll heal 200 health every time he Qs something. And it's up like every 3 seconds. So that's pretty cool. That's all I have to say about that. That's pretty cool. Gold, 300 gold in our advantage, you know, 7 minutes in, not really anything to write home about. Root here onto the Rel. Warwick is on the Grubs, Vi's on the Dragon, so, you know, kind of what you expect. Bot lane getting the push, go for Dragon. Top lane getting the push, go for Grubs. In this kind of a game, Nasus could definitely use some Grubs, but I think playing towards Dragon is a more consistent win condition. You can get that Dragon Soul early, that is a really good thing. Plus 42. Rel's going to go for the Q flash. It's going to go in with the crash down as well, but Ezreal with the Arcane Shift out is going to get out. Sipper kind of wants to trade here, but I think this is pretty good for KU. I'm honestly not sure what they were trying to do there. Maybe blow some summoners, but Warwick is top lane. Getting that flash forward is pretty awkward. Vi does it at level 6.
Vi's lingering. Vi is also taking their blue buff as Warwick again is ganking top lane to no avail. So they do trade the Ghost.
So they get the Ghost. Oh, Rel's probably going to fit forward for a crash down here. Shattering Strike forward, misses everybody. Sivir with... Oh! Seraphine with the Encore, and they are going to engage onto the Ezreal. Is going to have to flash out, but Vi is here. No spell shield. Looks like Ezreal will have to pop the barrier. Ooh, and he'll barely live. That positioning there was a little bit awkward.
A little sus there,
It's
but
a
it
little
ends up
awkward,
working out.
Yeah, we get a kill. Vi gets one of the kills. Ezreal gets the other. Get that wave pushed out. And, you know, the play top lane with the Warwick didn't work out either, so definitely cheered in the comms about that one. Nasus is just such a hard champion to, like, actually do anything about because he's so strong. Flick back doesn't land. Just throw some stones. Honestly, you're not really looking for the Talia to like get a whole lot done in lane. It's kind of more just about like the fact you have somebody that can follow up on Vi from really far away. That's like one of the biggest advantages from having the Talia. Because I think we'll probably just get back to some farming here for a bit or wait for some of the objectives to come up. I think there's a couple minutes before Dragon and the objectives to spawn here too pretty soon. Nasus is going to try to hold this wave. He can trade his health from the minions for, you know, pretty much nothing because, you know, like I've been mentioning, he has this giant lifesteal steroid that, you know, he doesn't really mind taking all that damage. What I really want to do is that next time Talia ult is up, right before a dragon, let's use a Talia ult bot lane. Let's try and Vi Talia bot lane and get that dragon. That's kind of what we're looking at here. Getting some heavy trading out here in the bot lane. Ezreal Arcane Shift forward. That's a little bit, you know, not something you necessarily want to see. You could turn the chat off too. Oh, it is off. Yeah. All right, we're good. Okay. Trading in mid. I mean, you know, Talia's taking kind of a beating here in this matchup. I think Syndra does outrange her, so, you know, it kind of makes sense that it's hard, but having a recall on this timer is a little bit awkward. Dragon coming up here in 2 minutes. Void Grubs in 1:15. So, you know, there is a timer to fight for Grubs if you want to do that. Get some Grubs from the Nasus, I think could be pretty good. As there's an invade here. Vi sees it, charges the Q, but does get interrupted by the crash down. Warwick is here as well. Warwick has the infinite duress. Ezreal ult comes in. Vi's looking to fight this, does end up flashing out. Beat drop doesn't hit anything. Vi Rise is going to disengage. Ezreal Arcade Shift forward. Seraphine
Three
Encore
with
onto
the
3, but
Seraphine
no
ult.
one else is here. And the, oh my god, the Cease and Desist goes in, but Talia isn't really able to pump out much damage. Ezreal's on the other side fighting Sivir, and Seraphine's going to fall. Nasus is going to die in a 1v1. It looks like this is pretty losing play everywhere around. Ezreal with the barrier, they could actually continue to look for this. Talia's full HP, Ezreal Arcane Shift forward. They're going to get the Rel, Talia's going to flash forward and get the Sivir. So a 3 for 3 on the end could have been worse. I would love to see how Nasus ended up dying there, if that, you know, kind of where he died or what really happened. But I think if Nasus doesn't die there, that play is really, really positive.
Yeah, yeah, and sort of a weird fight. Felt like Butler had the advantage there at the red buff. Solid Seraphine ult, and Talia was a bit late to it, but ended up being a wash. I mean, positive fight down in the bot lane, but the solo up top ended up, you know, equalizing the end of the fight.
Yeah, I would love to hear the comms in that moment, because we're committing Ezreal just like fight off the Sivir, and Seraphine is going for this big ult, but nobody else is there to really follow up on it at that time. That's something that you want to look for again. Obviously, like, hey, let's get a big 3-man Seraphine ult again. That'd be awesome. Dragon's up in 15, no Seraphine ult, no Vi ult, and they are grouping in that area for it, so it kind of feels like they're probably going to put in some resources to try and get that Dragon. Maybe we should move up towards those Void Grubs, get a couple of those for ourselves, help Nasus out in the side lane. And I think Nasus dying there doesn't overly matter for that matchup. I think obviously Aatrox is happy that he got a kill, but if Nasus can just get his stacks going, he should be able to kind of run it down later on. Is he going to try and move towards him now, maybe? Yep, exactly what I want here. Gonna pick up some Void Grubs, get something else on the opposite side of the map. And like, Void Grubs with him for Nasus is really good. And they have people around. If Aatrox kind of steps up, he doesn't get the Wither, no Q, gonna drop that Siphoning Strike down. Aatrox is down a lot of his HP here. It's kind of scary for him. I think you would kind of you could even see Talia and Nasus swap, have them face the opposite opponent. We do rotate a couple people up here, give Nasus time to hit the plates. 3 Void Grubs gives Nasus 2 tile plates. Ooh, Rel shows up, does miss the Shattering Strike, so Seraphine is going to be able to run out of here, but that's a little spooky.
A bit too close there.
So look where Warwick is. Maybe they're trying to, you think they can do something on Ezreal here?
They're looking for it.
Nah, I mean, it's Ezreal.
I mean, it's Ezreal with Flash. It's going to be hard to handle him. But this Talia is also...
Yeah, I could see a dive into Talia here kind of being the play. She did just use her worked ground, or not the worked ground, the E and the W there. So vulnerable for a moment, but no wave. So I think they're probably fine. You know, my favorite part of the game, back to farming. We got Rift Herald spawning here in 20 seconds. Oh, Vi gonna
hello.
queue forward. I think Vi probably is gonna want to take that one back. I think, you know, is gonna be able to get the Q over the wall below the Aatrox flash. Probably want to take that one back, honestly. That was a little bit questionable. No flash, just kind of walking up to the Aatrox like that. Ends up dying. I think Aatrox is actually probably happy to take this 1v1, honestly. Talia ult mid, they get the Syndra TP. They do get the flick back, so nothing else is going to go on mid. But this looks like a decent 1v2 for Nasus. Aatrox has no ult. He is ignited. It's all about getting one more Q, one more Q, one more Q. Bam, plus 12.
Plus
right.
12.
And now it's about Wither coming back up.
Wither's
Bam,
up.
another Q. Rel's going to look for something there and gets eaten alive. Warwick probably with the fear, probably going to drop the Infinite Duress as well. Nope, doesn't have to. Is going to pick up another kill. As Nasus, you are pleased with that play.
Nice little 2v1 action there. Warwick is kind of scary right now. He's got a 300 gold bounty, 4-0. But yeah, I mean, looking at that, you mentioned off camera that Nasus is like the best champ in the game, and you can see it there. That was basically a 2v1 against a stronger Aatrox at this point in the game.
Yeah, and they had anti-heal on him too, by the way.
Yeah.
They had anti-heal on him too, and he just like ate both of them. So that was awesome. You know, Aatrox didn't have ult there, and I think that was the difference maker. you know, even though the play goes positive for us, Warwick is the one that lived, so they are going to be able to get that Rift Herald. But it looks like we're trying to do something on bot lane here. Don't want to finish the turret. Rel is going to get charmed up here. I think Rel's probably just going to die. She does have flash, but she flashes straight into the Talia. The flick back misses, but is just going to end up falling. And, you know, Warwick's on the top side getting the Rift Herald, so good play there. Good catch out there. I think they probably wanted a bit of a better prize in the Syndra, but, you know, sometimes you take what you can get. You know, the gold is still really close, though. And, I mean, the kill score is close as well, but...
Warwick might be getting caught out here. This could be a huge shutdown if they do find him.
Warwick does not... Oh, they get
caught
the
him.
cancel on the Blast Cone. Get the cancel on the Infinite Duress as well. Vi picks up a shutdown onto Warwick. And, you know, it didn't matter that he is the one that got the blue buff because, you know, buff transfer complete.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... That's maybe a bit greedy from Warwick there, looking to invade, but
very, very greedy.
We have solid vision in top lane. We saw that probably a mile away, and that's a big punish right there. You know, 400. I think Vi got 450 gold with that. Now we have another engagement here top lane.
Oh yeah, the Wither coming out. Aatrox just cannot move. They could probably look for. Ooh, they don't want to look for a dive here. The Rel's gonna go with the Magna Storm. It's gonna be Withered. Aatrox with the ult. I think you're happy to just take that and leave. You do have to blow Seraphim Flash for that, but. Should be able to get some priority on the top lane here, maybe eat that turret. Syndra's here as well, though, so I think we're probably just going to opt to grab the wave and leave. But one more thing I wanted to mention about the Warwick, you know, he was sitting on probably 2,000 gold when he backed. Because I think he got a kill or two, and then, like, took Herald and, like, ran around and meandered for a bit, and then went to invade. So, you know,
just extreme greed out of the Warwick.
He's fed, but he hasn't had a chance to spend his money, so he's not fed. And you maybe overestimate how strong you are, and he... you know, went in and gave over a pretty hefty bounty. So, game state-wise, you know, 2,500 gold. Like I've said, we've had a 2,500 gold.
We've had a 2,500 gold
it's
lead
3,000 now.
For an hour and a half now.
It's 3,000 now.
We might have had a 2.5 gold lead when we lost the game, when the Nexus exploded last game.
That one was, we were winning until we lost.
Yes.
But I think, you know, we're going to get to start up this dragon here. Nasus is just going to draw everybody. If this is a good death. If he dies here, it doesn't matter. Warwick is, he's actually just going to probably turn and fight this.
Ghost is not up. Ghost is up soon. I think he's just out.
They're going to give it up. So, him living here is awesome. Yeah, he has Ghost up. He never dies. And look at that Wither. Like, she can't move.
She can't move.
She can't move. Like, that would have been a good death, even if he had, like, if he needed to die, that would have been fine, because your team gets to get Dragon for it. But, you know, he gets to apply all that pressure, drop 4 people, I think, up there, and then live. Like, that's a bit of a tilter, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Butler, you're likely saying, we can't really fight over this dragon. Let's try to find some advantage elsewhere. We see a Nasus up top by himself. Let's try to 4-man him. And Wither makes everyone stuck in mud, and he didn't even have to use a single summon to get out of there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Warwick had his ult. I think there's like a chance they could commit for it if they really wanted it, but maybe they're just nervous, like, oh, he's just gonna eat.
There might have been some worry that, you know, even if they go up there with 4, Nasus likely trades one of them. But I don't see why you wouldn't still take that, especially with your, you know, effectively giving up the dragon there.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. The next thing, Baron is going to be spawning here in just over a minute. You know, again, we're not expecting people to go for the Baron, but it is an additional thing you have to play around. And I think once the Baron is live, that's when you're going to look for Nasus to really go exert his pressure on the bot lane. Because if they send as many people to go kill Nasus as they just tried to for Dragon, that's a considerable amount of time to go hit Baron. You hear lots of danger pings coming out. I think, you know, that's our Ezreal pinging himself, like, don't go forward. I hope that's him pinging himself, like, conquering his inner demons.
Yeah. Every Ezreal thinks they can just get out of everything.
Nasus is moving down here. I think he just ate that Scuttle Crab. I love using that to describe what Nasus does, by the way. Or a lot of these top lane fighters, they actually eat the opponent. Vi is walking a little bit of a weird place. Does end up finding the Rel pretty soon. He's going to walk back in. Is going to get stunned by the Shattering Strike. Going to give a big aim for a Magna Storm. Vi is definitely trying to disengage. Seraphim going to go for the Encore, and it hits nobody. They are going to kill the Rel, but Aatrox is in. Gets a reset onto Seraphim. They get the Vial onto Aatrox. They're going to get to kill him. So that's 2 for 1 trade.
We got the Nasus coming in.
Here. He's got the Ghost. He's got the Wither. He's got the ult.
Oh!
There's one. And I don't think he's going to look for a dive. He could look for a dive here. He's just going to flash.
the
He's
wither.
just going to go forward and eat. The spell shield does not block the siphoning strike, and that's a 4-for-1 ace for KU. That was a great fight.
That was a solid fight. I was a little bit worried not seeing the NACE use his TP because I thought we were kind of just getting wiped when the Aatrox went in. We handled the Aatrox quite well with the Vial.
Yeah, he
and
just committed way too far.
yeah,
forward.
and when that Aatrox fell with using his ult, it sort of was just, okay, let's watch Nasus come in and Q 5 times and kill 3 people.
Yep. At that point, the whole team is so far forward, and Sivir tries to use her spell shield. You can't. You could probably spell shield with her, by the way.
You spell shield with her. You can't
But
spell shield.
the little
yeah.
animation, all he does is just put his hand up in the air. How are you supposed to avoid that? As Rel tried to ride the Rift Herald and is probably going to end up falling here. They're going to commit the Talia ult forward for it. I'm not sure that's necessarily worth it. Rel fails to crash over the wall, so it's fine. We take that. I think there are pings on Baron. I'm not 100% sold on a Baron call here. I think I would love to see Nasus get going in the bot lane before we go crazy on a Baron. But we should feel really good about the state of this game. We're up about 6,000 gold. They've got objective bounties. They haven't gotten a single tower this game. And we've got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm feeling good.
And we see that now with Nasus going bot lane, just trying to shove that, put a real threat on that tier 2 there. As Dragon's spawning in about a minute. KU should have a solid grasp over this Dragon fight, just with how far ahead they are right now, with about 6,000 gold lead.
Oh yeah.
Especially this Nasus just being, I think this Nasus could actually 1v4 right now.
Sivir, Sivir is a strong late game champion. We're not in late game. She's not ahead. She has an essence ring.
Yeah,
that
this
champion needs some time. Did pick up the Navori Flicker Blades, but I think, for my money, I'm trying to get Infinity up before I'm really committing for a fight. So if I'm on the side of Butler, I'm giving this Dragon.
Yeah,
I'm giving the next one too.
This Sivir is very much, they're playing for late game, and we're not even, in terms of Sivir's POV, we might not even be mid game at this point. So we're, we've got a crash here on
Does have to
Syndra.
use the flash. Uses the stopwatch there. Vi mistimes the Vault Breaker. Is going to end up falling there to the threaded volley, but we all mess up the timing on the Zonias every once in a while.
Happens. I still don't know the timing.
It does little particles thing.
Oh, it tells you now?
There's little particles. It's always been.
It's always been there.
It's always been there. There's little particles that circle around when they're about to be done. And
I did not know that.
And it makes a sound, or the
So
sound that
yeah,
it makes.
I actually have been playing with no audio, no visuals.
Oh yeah.
This entire time.
Yeah. I mean, brain check, honestly.
Yeah, clearly. Well, Clown Drake.
Clown Drake.
Clown
We're on the
goes
Baron
over. We're
too.
switching over to Baron quick.
So this
as
is kind of
Syndra's
what I'm
still
looking
down.
for. I think you can, when you have Nasus this far in the side lane, you can pretty much threaten Baron whenever, because you have two options. Is, okay, let's send a bunch of people to go do Baron, and then Nasus can just have his way with bot lane, or let's send a bunch of people to kill Nasus, and then we get Baron.
Now I know we're in a solid spot here. I'm still 6K gold with a lot of soul or with a lot of dragons, but the aggro player in me would really like to see, not so much anymore, but about 30 seconds prior, force a Baron, as Nasus had his TP and Aatrox did not, and I would just kind of want to see, let's get some action there. But Aatrox's TP is now back up, and that play is all for naught.
Talia is going to find Syndra here. Syndra misses the stun there. Going to drop the cease and desist, and Syndra's just going to die. That's a good pick. I think that's a pick you can Baron off of. We do get that bot lane turret. That bot lane tier 2. Nasus does pick that up. Or no, they don't. What was that turret that died? Oh, mid tier. Mid tier we died. Okay, my bad. So we are starting the Baron now. They don't have Syndra. I really like this call. It's the same thing before. They just have less numbers. So I think, as you can commit or not commit to this. They're gonna opt to not commit.
Both
They're gonna
TPs coming
go
out.
in.
Talia ult here.
Talia's ulting. Seraphine with the encore. That wall is in a really bad place. Nasus cannot join. Seraphine is probably gonna die. Magnustorm comes out. Seraphine does die, but 3 are dead on the side of Butler. Aatrox is gonna follow here shortly. Rel's gonna die. Another 5-for-1 ace here. I think that's gonna be Baron. The Talia ult was...
It was pretty funny watching Nasus just spectate that fight from the other side of the Talia wall.
He's just standing there watching his team not die, because we're so far ahead and we can't really lose that fight, but That was a little awkward, little anti-synergy there, but I really like the angle. I really like the angle there. And this Baron's going to go over pretty much for free. I would love to see us hold it. Let's hold it for Seraphine to come back alive. Nope. Okay.
No, we can't wait
we
2
can't
seconds.
Wait 2 more
can't
seconds.
wait 2
Nope.
seconds.
That is, 35 bonus AP for having the Baron buff. So, worthwhile. Syndra is going to pop the Unleashed Power here. Drops another Dark Sphere. Is going to get out. Warwick is coming. Arcane Season 2, everybody. Warwick is coming. And he drops the Infinite Duress, gets a 700 gold shutdown on Talia. That is really bad. I gotta say, I think he overstayed there. The Talia overstayed. NACE is running straight into Rel, drop the Wither. Maybe they think Warwick is still around. I don't know why we don't want to commit further forward here, but, down a man on the map. Down a Baron as well. Talia's one of the people with Baron. So, pretty unlucky, pretty unfortunate. Still in a good spot.
Yeah. Still looking fine. Talia dying kind of sucks, but I think we're in a good spot with 8k gold lead at this point, looking clean with dragons. They do get a bounty there with that top turret.
Yeah, I feel like we we give up that bounty and then we give up mid push. Like, we are the ones with Baron. We need to be more proactive about, like, hey, let's push out 2 lanes and really try to get something going, break open one of these side lanes. Maybe, looking at bot lane, like, we should definitely be able to get this bot lane tier 2 with the Baron. Talia dying, makes that a little harder, but now that she's back on the map, I think, we can kind of overload that side and try to get something. Of course, there's another dragon up in a minute. That's going to be soul for us. You can use Baron, get your waves pushed out, make sure we get ample vision down there, and then just get our Cloud Soul. So here's the awesome part. You're playing NACE. You know what Cloud Soul does?
Makes you go fast.
Makes you go fast when you cast your ultimate.
Yep.
And NACE loves being fast, and he loves casting his ultimate. So that's pretty awesome. It's a good soul to have when you have NACE.
Yeah.
And it's a good soul to deny from someone like Sivir, or Rel, or Aatrox. Warwick less so because he jumps and slashes and
he's not moving.
But it's definitely a good soul to deny there. And, we've gotten like I mentioned, we got the chance to retake the area, so we can kind of sit around and look for a pick.
Oh, bush creep here. They do not have vision on this little pocket.
Do we need to make sure we're not giving up the mid push too early? They're just going to commit all 5 mid, try to get this mid tier 2. They're probably going to get it just because they have that track towards mid. This is a bit of a scary situation to be. The flick back onto the Rel. She is just going to get bursted. The Encore comes out, does not quite hit anybody. But, Butler kind of in no man's land now. We should be able to make our way back towards that dragon. Nessus beats a tower shot there, but, he should just be able to keep this turret, no problem. He's going to drop the Wither on Syndra. I think you just focus the tower here and then run towards the Syndra. Drops the ult onto the tower. We forgot about that. Ooh, Sivir is getting caught out here. Does get the spell shield, does have to flash and ult. Talia needs to be careful not to commit too far forward. Okay, get the Cloud Soul. Ooh, getting it picked up with the True Shot Barrage from downtown. That's a really good pick. Sivir ultimately provides a lot of utility for the team. NACE is kind of getting caught out here on the top. The Unleashed Power comes out, does eat a minion for a bunch of health. Seraphine with the Summoner heal and another, another kill over to Ezreal. NACE can just eat a minion and get plus 295. Seraphine can give her whole team. She just healed her entire team with belt each. That's very cool. This game looks, about as good as a game can look from this position. You grab mid inhib, you got to wave bot lane, go rotate bot, pick up another inhib in bot lane, and I think you're looking to reset Baron in 2 minutes. Don't do anything crazy. Definitely get this inhib though. I wouldn't be afraid of that. Yep. Drop 2 inhibitors. So crucially, Elder Dragon is the next thing up or not the next thing up, but the next dragon up in 5 minutes. I hope the game doesn't go to that Elder Dragon because I don't want to have to deal with it. But
I imagine the game should end in the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got a Baron spawning in a minute and a half. At this point, you can kind of just force on Baron, no problem, and then just start a fight or finish the Baron. The Warwick is the one with all their kills, and he's only got 2 items. He's got a Blade of the Ruined King and a Titanic Hydra, so he's not really doing too much. This is a greatly improved game from the last one.
Yeah, this is a much cleaner game.
I also think the draft is like 300 times easier.
Yeah, draft was good. I think even last game, you know, KU was ahead for, I want to say most of it. It really was that Baron fight
Yep.
that just completely turned it on its head.
Funneled into the Gwen, gave Caitlyn a quadra kill. You know, pretty hard to play against a fed Caitlyn like that. Syndra has
Syndra is just gonna
she's
flash.
like max range.
Yeah.
Max range. Maybe not even in wither range and has to flash away because if you get withered, you are basically dead. And you know, Talia at this point in the game, really powerful. A lot of wave clear. Gonna be able to pick up this top lane tier 2 as well. It's the last lane we need to pick up stuff in. Just kind of getting ready for Baron here in 15 seconds. NACE is really hard pushing on bot lane. I mean, this is, you know, stock standard setup for Baron. I think Nasus has like 300 US plus 285. Yep. One auto attack is like 85 HP, so really hard to fight Nasus in the mini wave like that. They are trying to collapse on him, I think. They spot a couple people collapsing on Nasus, and that's the call for KU to go for the Baron. This Baron is dead instantly. There's so much damage on it. That thing is just gone.
Yeah, sort of a remix on what we saw earlier where Butler was willing to effectively trade the objective to try to gank Nasus. This time, it didn't work last time, and it was snuffed out this time as well. Yeah, I don't even know if they could have killed Nasus if they wanted to.
No, he's not killable. I think the name of the game for them is just Turtle ? As hard as they can. KU are just kind of running down mid and bot. They're going to Talia forward, probably going to try to get Syndra.
No flash.
Going to have to drop the Zonias, but I think, you know, no flash is going to get plus 12 by the Nasus. Encore comes out, does hit the Warwick, walking forward. Ezreal has to flash away. Rel's going to get hit by the flick back. Aatrox is trying his best to kill Nasus, but, you know, he's just getting dunked on Nasus. This absolute behemoth of a champion. And you know what? That's it. Game 3. We're going to Game 3. KU Content School.
You know, I think Nasus used his Q 2 times on a Nexus turret and killed it.
Yeah. No, I believe that. That's Nasus as a champion. It's awesome. It'll probably be banned next game.
Most likely. But that was Game 2. We'll be back for Game 3 in a short break, waiting for all that spectator client nonsense to go down. But exciting Game 3 coming up soon.
Oh, yeah.
worst that could happen.
The warrior spirit is never broken.
You would have lost a day.
All right, we are back for Game 3 here with some fun League of Legends actions to wrap out the night. Interesting draft here. We've given the NACE strong champ over to Butler, but we've opted for an interesting double dragon strat.
Oh yeah, and you see this this 5-man stacking a bush. You know, Blitzcrank, very notorious, running straight through River Bush, try and look for a hook, maybe blow a flash. But they are just kind of sitting in that tri bush. I wonder if we're gonna see a bit of a late invade. They've got their 5-point setup, and we are just.
Is it possible that this is like
camping.
planning around Blitz hooking one of them and then they just all
Oh, it is.
crash on them? Okay.
All right, everybody's gonna head to their lane. They didn't use the Blitzcrank for an early invade yet. Now they are going to sit.
Now they're creeping for it.
In the tri bush. We are definitely smart enough to realize that's where they can be. So we've got Smolder Seraphine going to run on the far edge of the lane.
Look at him walk
the
that way.
safest route. So, yep, we got Nasus on the enemy team here. Oh, it looks like they're. Oh, I don't know. I don't know for certain, but maybe their jungler swapped to play.
They might
mid
have
lane
role
Nasus here.
swapped. Yeah, because that is a.
Feels like a bit of a drastic play. Blitzcrank gonna be able. They're just gonna be able to walk up here. Draven Blitz very powerful in the 2v2. That is like the probably maybe the simplest way I could put it. Very powerful, you know, versus Smolder. Not really something that champion does. Reliant Soul gonna go ahead and trade, get a bunch of stacks here. Get some stacks in Singularity. Nasus is gonna take a bunch of his health. But you know, a trade like that is very positive for Nasus because, you know, he has his Doran shield, he's got fleet footwork, he can get that lifesteal back with the Q. I think Aurelion Soul very happy here to just like handshake farm, get his stacks against a Nasus where like both of them are trying to stack. Oh, Blitzcrank with a max range hook onto Seraphine. Seraphine is probably gonna have to. Yeah, Seraphine is gonna die here. Blitzcrank gets the kill, so we don't have a early Draven cash in. Obviously, you know, you don't want to die early, but you know, if you're gonna die to the support.
That sort of, you know, shows the power of that bot lane of
I mean, yeah,
hitting one hook and you're dead.
Blitzcrank, that was a really crazy angle. Gwen is gonna get ganked here. Gonna drop the silence. He's gonna have to pop the ghost. He's gonna dash over the wall. Garen's gonna get the flash to follow, the auto to kill. Smolder gonna pick up some stacks here, but you know, Garen picking up a kill. That champion, whoo! That champion.
That could be a scary
is
champion
something.
late game. That could be a scary champion, especially if this bot lane does not get as much ahead as they're probably wanting to.
Yeah.
That kill does help them, but again, it went to Blitz. Draven hasn't cashed out.
Smolder's dead. Smolder he probably has to throw his flash. Yep, he's probably still dead. Nope. Looking back, okay, back here. 9 CS to 25. This is, you know, pretty close to disaster. The only thing that could be worse is, you know, 10 CS to 27, and then he dies.
True. With the Draven cash out.
Garen caught shopping here a bit. He's going to be able to get some damage back onto Gwen. Drops the silence. I think Gwen not going to have the snip actually. Yes, it is the for snip. So, you know, Draven getting ahead as we would expect. Garen getting ahead as we would expect. It's going to be pretty hard, you know, Draven to be in the game if Garen gets ahead, because Garen does this really funny thing where he silences you, so you can't do anything, and then he spins on you, and you take your whole health bar, and then if you're still alive, he drops a true damage nuke on you.
Yeah,
execute
you.
Got Vi up here for the repeat gank, but ends up just clearing out a ward, and it's going to be just leaving Garen up here to his own devices.
Smolder is slowly closing that CS gap after Draven did back.
Yeah.
Draven is pretty strong right now. Definitely, if you get hooked, which is good that they're backing. Didn't want to see them fight there.
What are we doing here? That was a bit of a scary one. I think there's like an angle to die here, but you know, the wave is in such a good spot. It's coming in, man. I think here's going to be the problem. Kind of what you're looking for KU here is don't interact with Draven. If Draven, like, never gets a kill, he never gets his giant bounty of gold. Oh, do they have vision on this? Oh, Blitzcrank actually yoinks the Grump. I wonder if that was timed or what.
There's no ward
There's
there.
no ward there. Honestly, I respect the play. Zach is moving on to Dragon here. Yeah, he's moving on to Dragon here, I think. No, he's not. He's actually jumping over out of the pit. I think he probably could have done Dragon there. There's like pretty much nothing he can do about this. Seraphine is going to die here. It's going to be a cash in for Draven. Pretty much nothing.
Oh, it went to
Ignite gets it
Oh my
again?
gosh.
Oh,
I mean, this is the most silver lining you can look at it.
I mean, yeah. That
Draven
is.
still has not cashed out yet.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even have that big of a bounty, I don't think. But yeah, you still want him to get the kill.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, definitely probably yelling at his support. Stop igniting. She's dead. So, you know, that's not bad at all. We'll take that. Nasus is going to drop the Wither. And this is one of the advantages of that matchup, is Aurelion Sol can use the Astral Fight to get out.
Fly away, yeah.
Oh, Blitzcrank is going to get rooted up here, throws the hook, and doesn't end up hitting it. The slower this game is, the better, by the way. Get Smolder to his 225 stacks, get Aurelion Sol to a bunch of stacks, get into a late game fight. Really hard to deal with those champions at that point. So feeling pretty good about, you know, how slow the game is going so far. We'll see. There's going to be some stuff that we'll get up to at some point, I'm sure, but Vi's charging the Vault Breaker in here. Probably just looking for some damage on NACE. It's not really going to be able to do too much. Ooh.
Just taking some damage, taking some poke.
Grab a couple stacks on the Smolder there. Is back down a bunch of CS. You know, it's kind of what you would expect in this kind of a matchup. But I think, you know, we're very clearly picking up the scale. Don't necessarily need to be winning.
He's looking to punish this Blitz.
Blitz does now have his flash. And Vi with no ult. Thinking we should probably dip off of this.
Look here.
Yeah,
ASOL's coming. This might be a play on Dragon with forward bot.
They could actually, yeah. They could go Dragon. I hope we commit and do it because we're not going to. Oh, this would have been such a good time to do Dragon because bot lane's recalling. It's a bit sad, but maybe there'll be another opportunity to get it later. But that would have been a crazy. That was like the window right there.
And Zach was backing. We had vision. They did not. That was the moment to do that first Dragon.
Oh, another fun thing about Garen, by the way, is he built Stride Breaker. So, you know, if you notice in the top right, his keystone, that is Phase Rush. Whenever you hit enemy champion 3 times. Ooh, Aurelion's still going to commit the Falling Star just to clear out this wave. Probably take his recall here. Really like that. But anyways, Phase Rush makes you really fast. And then Stride Breaker makes them really slow.
Yeah.
So now you're just running faster than they can, and they are just going to die.
They're going to take every bit of that spin to win.
You know, Garen, his downside is that he's very one-dimensional. He does one thing, and then what? You got to be careful every time that Blitzcrank runs out of that.
They're learning. They're learning. They're respecting the blitz. A few hooks have been hit, and a few deaths have been.
He does have to burn the flash there.
The flash.
Seraphine is still only level 4. That is, you know, not the best. We do use the Mom to prevent the dive here. Grab that. And that's a good play. Draven's actually chunked out pretty hard, but Zach is here. We do have TP on Aurelion Sol to respond. No flash out of Smolder, so he is probably just going to die here. And again, Draven does not get a cash in. Seraphine, okay, plus 485. Seraphine does end up giving over a giant cash in to Draven. So he does eventually get his kill, which is, you know, not ideal, but it was kind of a thing that was going to happen eventually, so better to let it happen now than later when he could cash in for 1,000 gold. Yeah, not really much to say about that, other than this is kind of what you expect. This is kind of a comp for this early game. The goal is, you know, not to win early, it's to win late.
Yeah, the Butler strategy is definitely working. They're pushing their advantage from the bot lane. They'll likely get first Dragon here as well.
But Draven has to play like really perfectly in this game because there's a lot of things that can kill him. Nasus is probably just going to kill Aurelion Sol here. No Astral Flight available. I think he is probably just dead. Does drop the Falling Star, and yep, the solo kill does come through. Vi's going to have to dash out here, but Garen's around. Nasus with the ult timing out. This is a pretty bad look here. I think it's definitely time to leave. Seraphine's going to die here again. Does give it over to Draven. This early game definitely going pretty rough. I think Blitz has a hook coming back up here. Garen with no flash. I think Garen is definitely just dead. Vi going to come back in. Vi's not going to die here, but, you know, this is not the early game you want to see when we're playing this kind of a scaling comp. I think, you know, getting caught in the top river there is pretty unfortunate.
Now we're hunkering down here. I mean, KU's hoping that this is a 40-minute game.
Back to farming. Back to farming, everybody. Let's go back to farming.
Seraphine just got level 6.
Seraphine does
Big
have
milestone
level 6.
there.
I think it's pretty much just give forever in this game. I mean, Acel can just channel his Q forever now. I think Nasus is just dead. Oh my god. Oh, he does have to flash to get the Breath of Light there, but he does get a kill. Aurelion Sol getting one back. That's awesome. You'll love to see that. Smolder's an inevitability. Aurelion Sol is an inevitability. So it's, you know, kind of just like, let's play for that.
Yeah, I mean, don't take it. We'll get second grubs here. I mean, keeping those away from Nasus is nice. And sort of a throwaway kill there, given over to Acel, which is,
yeah.
you know, you're not going to say no to it, but it's
Nasus
sort of an
is,
interesting one.
I mean, honestly, like the difference of like rank 4 on Q for Aurelion Sol on that breath ability. The difference on rank 4 and rank 5 is that at rank 5 he can cast it forever. Like he doesn't have to stop. He doesn't
actually
have to stop
can cast
breathing
it
fire.
forever.
So, you know, once he doesn't have to like wait to use his main damage ability, he'll pump out some damage.
Bot lane looking to be a little aggressive again. Stay behind those creeps as
Seraphine gets hooked again. Is gonna be caught out here, but Draven is definitely gonna die. Smolder picks up a big shutdown here, and the Achu goes forward. That is the name of that ability, and another Q forward, and looks like they're just gonna let him get out for now. Aurelion Sol's probably gonna be able to chase. Garen's walking in on Gwen here. They're gonna drop the Q. Nothing else is gonna come of it. That was honestly not a bad play.
no.
Like, you know, Draven picks up another kill and another cash in, a smaller cash in than before, but 500 gold bounty onto Smolder, and like for a Seraphine that's probably worth 170 something gold at this point, having died 4 times, maybe 200 gold. So you're pretty happy about it.
Yeah, and we're entering the phase for Seraphine as we got another engage here mid.
Nasus is like,
Nasus
guys,
is taking
this is
so
my
much
time.
poke.
He drops the Skies Descend, and Nasus is just gonna die. It looks like that kill earlier was a fluke, because again, Aurelion Sol can channel his breath forever.
I just don't think he's respecting the Acel that as much as he should.
No. So Gwen's coming forward with the needlework here. One more needlework comes out, and the snip, if you can dodge away from it, then Garen can maybe trade back. Looks like that is gonna amount to nothing. Rook comes out down here. That Draven with the spinning axe does so much damage. Vi's gonna get hooked here. I think that was really crucial to save Draven. Vi with that ult could probably do a lot of work, but I think the goal here is, hey, protect bot lane. They don't know Zach is around, so this is really scary. Okay, it's fine. Okay, actually really happy with the state of the game right now. I think Garen is close to being able to take over. Blitzcrank drops his ult, is going to get stunned by the Seraphine. The cease and assist comes out. Vi's going to pick up a kill on a Blitzcrank. Cannot keep pushing forward. No Vi ult means no going on to Draven. But Draven's just going to cast his ult.
Again.
What is he doing?
Butler's playing, I mean, greedy is an understatement with how they've played the last 4 minutes of this game.
Yeah, that is actually a great assessment of that. I'm not sure. I think he's just tilted. Like I mean, he's playing Draven. He's running it down.
Yeah.
Like running it down Tyler 1 style. That was crazy.
I mean, you saw the two sort of nonchalant deaths from Nasus and mid, and now, you know, Blitz looking for a super aggro hook on the Gromp. He didn't even get the Gromp. Ended up dying, and Draven just, I think, forgot he was in a tower for a second. Like,
I don't know. I don't got much to say about that. That was a bit interesting. But, you know, that's something that will take. You know, you're playing the scaling side, like, as long as you, like, it's losing within reason. Like, Seraphine is 0-5-3, and that sucks, yeah, but, like, Seraphine doesn't need to not die 5 times. Like, it's honestly really fine because all she has to do is press her ult, and
Yeah.
like, you know, she's gonna have like rank 1 ult for the same amount of time and have rank 2 ult for the same amount of time. So it's like ultimately not that big of a deal.
We'll get the camera.
Yeah, we got to get the direct camera fixed, but we got Guarantee ping on mid. There's some stuff going out. Vi is definitely dead, and Smolder's going to pick up Nasus. Smolder's on a killing spree. It looks like Garen wants to move forward. Draven is the gatekeeper. Casting a fight off screen. That's a little interesting. We do have to sacrifice this top lane turret a bit. Some damage on it. I think Aurelion Soul's probably going to back and TP on it. As Blitzcrank does have to burn his flash.
Has to burn the flash.
So I really, really like this play that we've got going here. We've got all 6 grubs. So the point is not to get this second dragon. We don't care about the second dragon. The third dragon is really the big one. Back on the Cloud Soul. I think Cloud Soul is really awesome for our team. And, you know, keeping Cloud Soul from Nasus is great.
That would be good.
I mean, we trade first turret for, like, the 2 dragons. That's what you get out of the grubs. Smolder's only down 20 CS. Has 3 kills of his own. Got, like, a quote-unquote cash in on the Draven. So I don't hate the game. I don't hate the game state right now.
No,
it only gets better from here on out.
Effectively even gold. The difference is in, I mean, 2 kills and 2 dragons, and K's basically up in the neutral. But I mean, given the state of both of these comps, I think you're more than happy with effectively a tied game at 17 minutes.
So Seraphine is definitely going to die here again. I think they're not tracking where people are, but the match play is going to be up here on top lane on Nasus. Garen probably going to drop a spin here, drop the Demacia of Justice. Bam! Demacia, baby. Nasus is dead. Smolder probably, okay, I really agree with this play, but I think he's going to have to flash. Does get hooked. Gwen is here as well. Smolder flashes in. I don't really like that. I think he probably just stayed too long. Giving that shutdown over to Draven there is really bad, honestly. Garen should be able to walk out here and be fine. Yep, okay. And we'll get the Rift Herald for it, so I think like a 2-for-1 on the map and we get a Rift Herald. Like, although Rift Herald's not necessarily a foregone conclusion, I think. Okay, we're good. But Draven got 2 more kills there, so, you know, he's got his Infinity Edge. That thing is very scary. Definitely something you need to be careful of, but I also think, you know, I'm going to be on my cope train that the game only gets better from here on our side. As Garen and Aurelion Soul are looking for something in top lane, Aurelion Soul is going to drop the Singularity. I mean, Nasus is just dead here. Another pop, another auto. This poor guy's just getting picked on. This is not the Nasus we saw last game. This is a different Nasus. Seraphine gonna get hit by another hook here, probably just gonna die again. Does drop the Encore to maybe try and get out, but Draven is gonna pick up another kill. And like, Seraphine is not really worth any money right now, so it's honestly not that bad. But
yeah,
Smolder here being here by himself. Okay, does dodge the Blitz hook, so should be fine here for now.
Yeah, Seraphine's running on copium right now, saying it does not matter. I'm not worth any gold. My life is worthless at this point in the game.
They obviously prefer to not die, but if anyone's gonna die, it should be Seraphine. Vi is in a bit of a pickle here. Are gonna commit the cease and desist onto Blitzcrank. Just try and get out. They do get hooked back in. Aurelion Soul is here with the Sky's Descent, and the Gwen is just going to die. Draven could be next. They could commit the Astral Flight forward, but they do not want to. I think the call is that Zac and Blitzcrank are there. Astral Flight forward would be mega sketch.
That would be.
But we take that kill.
Especially with how strong A-Soul is. He's got a 300 gold bounty. Trying
Zac
to play
is jumping
safe.
in. Zac is jumping in. Does use the Let's Bounce. The Mom comes out. Draven is 1 HP. They can probably commit forward on the Zac. No cease and desist means they're just going to chunk them out. There's nothing to do on the map, but you know, you can get some vision going, get some chunked out, chunk out the other champions, get your waves pushed.
Yeah, that was an interesting engagement. There's a lot of summoner spells used, a lot of people not dying, and not many objectives on the map to obtain. So sort of this weird neutral fight where there wasn't much reason behind it, just other than fighting.
Well, so I think the really good thing there is Draven has no flash. And guess who's going to have flash for Dragon? Vi, Garen, Seraphine. And these are all champions that could potentially get their big spell onto the Draven. And like the Draven's their entire team right now. We've shut down the Nasus. We've effectively shut down the Gwen. Like, if you can get the Draven, the fight is going to be pretty advantaged. We do use the Sky's Descent from the Aurelion Soul, so we don't have that for the Dragon. But, you know, I think the Constellation Prize of like getting the Draven Flash is really good. And like, you know, all Vi needs to do in a fight is like find an angle to just Q flash onto Draven and then get that ult down. Although you do need to be very careful of Blitzcrank wherever he is. It's always scary. Like he can just kind of yoink you and then you'll die. But Blitzcrank
Maybe
might
looking
be
to
cut
pick
out.
Blitz
Might be cut
here.
out here. Find a little bit of damage on him. I really like this. Nasus and Garen are probably not coming. Nasus doesn't have TP and he can't stop Garen's TP. But this third dragon is the one that we want to fight, so we should definitely be trying to go for this. I'm not sure what we are.
Dragon will just be given up. I guess they're just playing around Soul. They're letting them have it, and now every dragon
I
is
guess
critical.
they're taking the Rift Herald into mid lane, just trying to break that turret, and I think you just have to get out. But I really think we could have fought that dragon.
I agree.
That dragon was definitely fightable. We had a good angle on it. I think Aurelion Soul could have gotten there. Garen could have gotten there. But I guess, you know, the safe play, hey, we don't need to fight this right now. Let's scale up for 5 more minutes and then go from there. Because, you know, we're ahead actually a couple hundred gold, even though Draven got a cash in. They are going to look up here onto Nasus. They're going to commit the cease and desist. He's probably going to pop his ult here, but I mean, Garen's going to flash and hit the Demacia. Yeah, you know, Garen. So if you look in his inventory, he's got Stride Breaker. And what else has he got? He's got some attack speed. He's got some critical strike chance. That Garen is tanky. That Garen is so tanky. Look how much health he has. He gets free armor and magic resistance from his W. He's up here just trying to mess with him to get this tower for free. The Garen being 4-1 is awesome. That's putting a giant smile on my face.
And honestly, I'm happy with the state of this game. There's really only, I mean, everyone on KU is doing well, except for Seraphine. But
Seraphine's doing her job.
That's who you want. Like, you want the support to be the one who's behind, if anyone. So you look at the scoreline of KU and say, like, okay, we have effectively 4 people who are either positive or even in you know, kills and deaths, but Seraphine is the odd one out. But that's fine.
Yeah. Ooh, the hook barely goes wide, but you know, no hook. Blitzcrank is like pretty much a sitting duck. You can just get a lot of damage dropped on him. Smolder does up to flash. Ooh, the stretching strike does miss. The hook misses, and the falling star kills the Blitzcrank. They got a TP in here. Nasus is TPing in. Zach's gonna get thrown into the blobs. Blobs are gonna get killed off here. Nasus is just gonna get eaten by Aurelion Soul, but Aurelion Soul forgot about Draven. He is gonna give over a big shutdown to Nasus. Draven actually hasn't gotten a kill in a while, nor a cash in. He probably would have loved that